Love them or not, love them or hate them, they're doing extremely well.
Yeah, fantastic weekend, first of all. I think the pace has been amazing. So, yeah, very proud of the whole team, the whole year already. I think we've been really dominant.
It really feels great, to clinch this Constructor Championship. It's a special moment for the whole team.
Good times if you're a Red Bull fan. Obviously, maybe not such great times if you're just a fan of watching other teams win. They've won their 6th championship. It's been obviously a big period of dominance right now for Red Bull. But there was something very special about this trophy and this race in particular. Not just that it was going to deliver Red Bull their 6th championship, but this Japan Winners' Trophy lights up with flag colours when kissed. Touch-sensitive micro switch connects to an array of LED lights programmed to display the winner's flag from a series of colour combinations available when they kiss the trophy. Come on. It says here, kiss me. The winner's flag is pre-programmed after the checkered flag and before the podium ceremony. A similar design will also be featured at the US Grand Prix in Austin later this year. So, you win the race, you get given this trophy. When you kiss it, it lights up. It's like something you buy at a dollar store. I just don't know. Just don't really know about that. I don't know that will be sit up there right with the, with the gold of the Silverstone trophy, or like the silver steering wheel. I mean, even the big gorilla, which I'm not a fan of, at least if you kiss the gorilla, nothing happened. So yeah, well done Red Bull. It's been a period of extreme dominance with very few flaws, or very few chinks in the armor. We did see though lately, some of their weaknesses were exposed, especially in Singapore. From out of nowhere, in Singapore, Red Bull were way off the pace. Couldn't get any laps together in practice, couldn't get any speed out of the car in qualifying. We're really nowhere in the race. This is after Red Bull looked like they could win any race on any track, starting from any position on the grid. All of a sudden they show up in Singapore and the car's just a total dog. It's like a whole other car. So I know a lot of people after Max came back and won in Japan were saying, what happened in Singapore? Was that those regulations that were changed? And Max Verstappen in particular was very fruity in his language, telling them to all go and suck an egg. This is footage from Singapore of Max, which I thought was really telling. Let's have a look. This is Max here, not very happy. Yeah, did that in Singapore. He went over and did this in Singapore. Outrageous. And then he also did this one. This is maybe the worst one. This is all from Singapore. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Max, what are you doing? This guy has to calm down. Look at this. This terrible. That was during Singapore practice when they were running a Lotus car. Not a perfect run, but a pretty damn close to it for Max, really, wasn't it? There was also, you may have noticed from the Japanese Grand Prix, it was a pretty poor race for old mate Sergio Perez, which I think we should dive into the details, because I don't rate Sergio Perez, and this is the kinds of races that he has where I'm like, yeah, see, I told ya. The region Sergio Perez returned and retired again in disastrous Japanese Grand Prix. I'm not saying it was disastrous. Crash.net is saying that. The Red Bull driver endured a terrible race following a first lap contact with Mercedes Lewis Hamilton, which forced Perez to make an unscheduled early pit stop for a front wing change. Perez was then hit with a 5-second time penalty for a safety car infringement as he entered the pit lane. Fighting his way through the pack, Perez then collided with Kevin Magnussen, tipping the Haas driver into a spin at turn 9 following a late lunge. That resulted in Perez picking up more damage to his Red Bull, as well as another 5-second time penalty, with the Mexican making a second trip to the pits for a nose change. Red Bull then sent Perez back out into the race on lap 40 in order to serve his 5-second time penalty, presumably so it doesn't carry over in some form to the next race in Qatar. After serving his 5-second time penalty on the next lap, Perez was told to retire for a second time on lap 43. This is incredible if you saw the race, because Sergio Perez kind of just sits in his car for about 10 minutes. He goes out and does one lap, then they say, box. And he comes in and he serves the penalty. Then he goes back out and then they say, retire the car. All within the rules. They checked with the FIA apparently, because if you get a time penalty during a race and then you don't have a chance to serve it because you've retired, there's a chance that you can get a grid drop for the next race. That's what Perez was trying to avoid. And he did. He had to do a bit of a walk of shame though. That champagne will taste a little bit sour if I'm Sergio Perez, I have to say. But look, an incredible period of dominance this year and last year from Red Bull. By my count, we've had 38 races and they have won 32 of them. Vast majority of them at the hands of Max Verstappen, but still, to have only dropped 6 races in more than a season and a half is just remarkable. So, well done Red Bull. Please everybody do better so that you can start beating them.